So I'm so extremely frustrated because I recorded a video for you guys today and I go to check and all I see is the audio, which is perfect. I thought the audio was excellent, but the video non-existent. I didn't even push record. So instead of just throwing out that audio file, I decided to share just the audio version with you guys in today's video. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 signs that the avoidant is actually hurting after the breakup. So if this is something that you feel you can still, muddle through, I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, but I think this is very valuable information. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about 3 signs that a dismissive avoidant is actually hurting after a breakup. But who really cares, right? Who cares if an avoidant is hurting after a breakup? Because after all, they broke up with you, they hurt you. But there are scenarios where you have actually hurt yourself by breaking up with someone, and usually it's because of fear, right? A lot of the things in the beginning of a lot of things and a lot of decisions is fear. So you would wonder who really cares about if they're hurting after a breakup, because maybe they deserve to hurt. But the truth is, even when a person breaks up with someone, they still feel that breakup themselves. It's not like a one-way street. It hurts for someone not to see a future with you that they once saw before. It's a very dysregulating thing because grief is grief, right? It doesn't matter if you broke up with them or they broke up with you. The reason I'm even talking about this topic is because I want you guys to understand that it's not personal. The way that they handle breakups is not the same way that other people handle breakups. Some people want to fight for you more. If you're an anxious attacher, you want to fight for that person. When you're an avoidant, you just want to just numb out, but we're going to get into that, right? So the first way that I see an avoidant really struggle after a breakup is they go completely silent, but they keep tabs on you. And what that means is they're checking your social media, they're asking friends about you. And I've even heard stories of an avoidant riding past a grocery store that they know the other person frequent just to get a look at the person that they were with. But why would someone do that? It's kind of creepy, right? Why would someone go to that extreme of just catching a glimpse of someone instead of actually reaching out and talking to them? What my client said, why don't he just man up? It's because it's a very vulnerable thing for them to do. And they've put themselves out there. So what they would rather do is live vicariously through your social media, through your friends, just so they can maintain this false sense of strength. But I think personally, strength is actually being vulnerable. The second sign is that they become hyper independent. When I learned, when I started to go down the rabbit hole of avoiding attachment and just attachment style in general, one thing that became very apparent to me is that avoidants are very stubborn and they're very regimented. They're very routine. And for example, one of my clients that I was working with, she told me about how her ex-boyfriend would work out with his workout buddy all the time. They did it 3 to 5 days a week. It depends on the week. And she started to complain because she felt like he was spending more time with that other person than he was with her. So she started working out with him and he became very dysregulated about that. So after the breakup, that was the first thing to go. They went back to his norm. He started working out with the same guy again. He started diving more into his work, his hobbies, and he just completely filled out his schedule. He was posting stuff on his social media about what he's been up to and how things are moving forward in his life. He even went to the length of posting the picture with another girl, just kind of like a rebound relationship type of dynamic. And she took this very personally. She was like, how can he just move on so quickly? I'm like, well, this is kind of what they do. They get busy being busy. And instead of sitting around and waiting to feel those emotions for you again, this is what they do to kind of numb out. This is how they do to move on from that relationship. I was listening to a lecture by Tony Robbins, and this is an old lecture. It talked about, the pie, like the pie of life. There's like a different little demonstration that he gave as far as like, if you look at your life as a pie, you look at the different areas of your life. You have your health and wellness, you have your friends and family, you have your hobbies, your finances, your relationship, your romantic relationship. And he talked about what will happen if one of those pieces of your pie either becomes less. If you were putting 60% into your relationship, what would happen if that became 6%? What happened if things started to shift dramatically in your life? What a lot of people would do is scramble to try to fill in that void. If you were talking to this person every single day, who you're going to talk about your day-to-day things with, who you're going to talk to about you getting cut off in traffic, it becomes very dysregulating, even if you were the one to do the breaking up. So when it comes to avoidance, because there's such, I guess I would say rigid when it comes to, change in their life. And this may be more extreme versions of avoidance where they hate change. They try to regain their homeostasis by getting back into the things that they've always done before they met you. And it's harder for someone who's an anxious attacher or even someone that's more fearful to replace that person. But sure enough, if you see that they become real busy and rebound and all these different things, just know that they're actually hurting after this breakup. And the third thing that I see really often, you guys have to trust me on this one, is they seem unbothered when your breakup happens, but give it a little bit of time and they see that you have moved on or you're starting to see someone else, they feel a certain type of way about that. And I was actually talking to a client about that too, which is for some reason I brought up the movie Frozen. If you guys are familiar with that movie, it's like an animation where I thought it was brilliant because it talked about it illustrated the different type of personalities in the movie. And one of the people in there was actually, I think, was more of a fearful avoidant / dismissive. And he was playing hard to get. Like, he was pretending like he didn't really care. But the instant that the love interest seemed like she was getting married to someone else, he came riding in as quickly as possible. The funny thing about that movie too is he actually had a best friend, which was a reindeer, and the reindeer almost seemed like more of a secure person than he was. The reindeer was actually talking to him and being more of his like advisor or counselor, and was seeing right through his avoidant attachment. He knew the true person that was underneath the facade that he was trying to put on. So even though they may act indifferent when you're gone and you start to see them be more passive aggressive, cold, disconnected, or they react in like an extreme manner, it's because they didn't not care about you. It was more of their fear that was preventing them from chasing after you and being more vulnerable with you. That emotional reaction is a clear sign that they're still hurting and they still had feelings for you. And the idea of you being with someone else pushed them over the edge. So if you found this video of any value, please like, comment, and share. You can reach out to me for a personal one-on-one session. My website is www.fruitfulseeds.com. My social media accounts is Instagram is I am Coach Court, TikTok is I.am.coachcourt, and Facebook is Coach Court. Always remember, when you go be loved, you'll never have to find it. God bless.